Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the Seldom Seen series, discussing Home Sweet Home Alone. The Seldom Seen series is the series in which Jason from Horrific Nightmares and I discuss seldom seen, neglected, or even unknown movies. Many have been seldom seen sequels. We've done some seldom seen standalone films, and up to this point, I believe we've only done one seldom seen remake. Home Sweet Home Alone is a seldom seen requel. It's part 6 of the Home Alone franchise, and definitely reboots the series. It is, however, directly connected to Home Alone and Home Alone 2. Home Sweet Home Alone is basically part 3 of that trilogy. Overall, though, it is Home Alone part 6. I know there are still a lot of people who don't even know there is a Home Alone 4, let alone parts 5 and 6. The difference is it's more understandable with Home Sweet Home Alone. That's because this one has never received an official physical media release. Home Sweet Home Alone premiered in 2021 on Disney+. It's a streaming exclusive. So if you don't have Disney+, you can't watch this movie. What I don't think a lot of people think about is that also affects the marketing. Do you remember Home Sweet Home Alone coming out? Because I sure don't. When movies are released on physical media, many times that's our first introduction to them. Think about the video store days. There are so many titles we would have probably never known about if it weren't for us exploring the aisles. Many times it was just the cover art that caught our attention. To this day, there are new releases I see at Walmart that I didn't even know were being released. So think, if they didn't have a physical release, how would we know they exist? That, for me, is another big issue with streaming, especially exclusives. Seriously, though, who even knew there was a Home Alone 6? I mean, obviously Jason and I do, but admittedly, I forget. This has been out for 3 years now, and it was only earlier this year that I even remembered it was made. It makes sense that Home Sweet Home Alone is a seldom seen sequel or requel. Yet another reason why physical media matters. As I previously mentioned, this one does directly connect to the first 2 films. As a matter of fact, Buzz McAllister, Kevin's bully older brother, is in Home Sweet Home Alone. And yes, Kevin himself is specifically mentioned. There are other connections as well in the way of homages, but I won't spoil them. Instead, when you hopefully watch Home Sweet Home Alone, it can be like a seasonal scavenger hunt. It also brings back the classic score. The movie is extremely festive. It may actually be the most festive of the 6 Home Alone films. And while the previous 2, Home Alone 4 and Home Alone 5, were made for TV movies with a lower budget, Home Sweet Home Alone has great production quality. It's clear this one had a bigger budget. In addition to the high production quality and how festive it is, Home Sweet Home Alone is probably the most brutal. Like Kevin McAllister's classic traps, the traps in this film are basically acts of attempted murder. The home invaders in Home Sweet Home Alone take some of the worst beatings in the franchise. Speaking of which, I love the storyline in this sequel. It sort of pulls an old switcheroo, but I won't give away how. Max, the main kid seen here on the cover, is awesome. The movie stars Ellie Kemper from The Office, among other things, and Rob Delaney. Kenan Thompson has a role, and like I said, Devin Rattray reprises his as Buzz. Home Sweet Home Alone may also be, in my opinion, the funniest film in the franchise. I was legitimately laughing out loud during many scenes. This movie made me genuinely happy. It's a requel done right. This is how requels should be made. It offers plenty of fan service for the old school fans, while introducing a new generation to the franchise. This was a first-time watch for both me and Jason. And right away, we knew this was going to be a fun time. Immediately, I knew I was going to enjoy Archie Yates playing Max. He's an extremely entertaining lead, and you're not left wishing it was Macaulay Culkin. Plus, at this point, he would have been in his 40s. Now, this is yet another movie Jason and I could have given a positive spin. It currently has a 3.6 out of 10 rating on IMDb. It just confirms once again what Jason and I always say. People must not like to be entertained. This is an absolute blast from start to finish, and I can't imagine why anyone would rate it so low. It literally stays true to the original, both Home Alone and Home Alone 2. That seems to be what people have always wanted. Did they expect Macaulay Culkin to be Home Alone again? The fact that Kevin is even mentioned numerous times is huge. But then for Buzz to actually be in the movie? Now that's awesome. Of course, Home Sweet Home Alone is more neglected and even unknown than it is hated. That's why Jason and I knew we had to discuss it in this Seldom Seen series. You may not have even known it existed, but now you do. So hopefully you'll watch it too. But first, please be sure to watch Jason's video to hear what he has to say about Home Sweet Home Alone, or Home Alone 6. Are you one of the seldom few who has seen it? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. Which seldom seen movie will we discuss next in this series? Check back soon to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.